Hello Lima, brought to you by Good Food Restaurant, home of Happy Days, Beer Barrel, and Old City Prime. Also by Mercy Health Partners, the Tomaw family of dealerships, 318 Restaurant and Bar, Lima Pallet Company, and M&W Construction.
As we spend today revisiting the Christmas gifts from yesterday, I hope that everyone received not only the joy of the true meaning of Christmas, the birth of our Savior, but also the gifts to fulfill you and your family wishes. Today, after Christmas, Hello Lima would like to remind you that many people, most of them young, are still searching for the most important gift you can receive, the gift of caring. In about a week, the country will be celebrating National Mentoring Month. To give a gift of your time to someone that needs it can truly be the greatest gift after Christmas. Many people look around and ask themselves, is this what's missing? Well, today we hope to fill that void and ask you to reach out, share your time, share your love, and more importantly, share your joy with National Mentoring Month coming up in 7 days. We are pleased to be joined with the leadership from the most successful and long-standing program in Lima that needs your time and joy today. After Christmas, we'd like to welcome leaders from the Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Lima, Ohio. Welcome, Chris, Leanne. It certainly is, as they say, nice to have you guys after Christmas.
Yes, thank you.
I think it's important, though, as people got a chance to be together, Chris, over the holiday, and people, Leanne, open up gifts and joyous of the true meaning of Christmas. There's no better way to celebrate Christmas than giving of your time. And I think coming upon, Chris, as we talked about National Mentoring Month coming up in January, 7 days away, it's important that Lima community reaches out to particularly those young kids who are just looking for somebody in their lives. Leanne, let me start with you. Program Director of Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Yes, hi, nice
Can you tell me not what Little Big Brothers and Big Sister is, but tell me how it impacts lives by being involved?
Well, this is what's really interesting is that, you can imagine for a little, they get the experience of being with other people other than their small community. They can start looking and seeing what other things are available to them, what other kind of
exposure,
activities.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
What bigs bring to the table.
Right, and other ways of living and other ways of interacting with people and community. And so, those are some things that the littles get from it. What the bigs get from it, though, is much more, because usually when they come, they're thinking that they're going to be giving, and what they do end up finding out is that they receive just as much.
That's a good point.
When they seem to
it's
watch.
a reciprocal type of relationship. Sometimes, Chris, and Chris, everybody in the community knows you. You've been working with kids for so long, and seeing you in this role is such a blessing. But I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes people look at littles, Leanne, as, oh, look at those problem kids. Exactly. Look at those kids from the bad side of the town. But that's not it.
No,
Anybody from the misfortune of having a father lost in war, from the misfortune of having a mother die from cancer, it is kids just looking out and needing somebody, as Leanne said, to come into their lives. Right, Chris? Can you tell me about the experience?
As a matter of fact, Jerome, it is the opposite. Majority of our kids are not from family problem homes. They're not bad kids. They've had, like you said, some unusual break, maybe a single parent, or we had some that have lost a parent. So when they come in, and what people find out that these kids just want to be loved. They want that guidance. They want to be loved. And all we're asking is that people give like 4 hours a month. And
4 hours a month.
That's it, 4 hours a month. But when you think about it, majority of our bigs, when you talk to them, they give a lot more than that. These kids become a part of their family, a part of them, and it's a lot more giving than 4 hours.
Yeah, and we're going to get an opportunity to talk to some littles, I say, later on today. And I want our Lima community to know, and I want to press this, Leanne, as we get back to you, Chris, that it isn't kids from and I'm using this as my experience, the wrong side of town. I'm going to stay on that. COVID pandemic has caused a lot of, what would you say, Leanne, kids who need another parent, kids who need another mentor. And I want to express that again, Leanne. What do you get out of it as a big?
I would say as a big, you are able to watch the progression of your little. That's, to me, is when I was talking with bigs, that's what I hear from them the most as being one of the most rewarding things, is to remember what they were like when they first started, and to see what they're like 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years later. And that to them is the biggest reward.
That's great, Leanne. And I know we got some footage that's being rolled as we speak that shows some of the activity that goes on, Chris, the golf outing and the bowling and just sitting down and communicating. and having those one-on-one conversations. Somebody who's been in doing this for so many years, do you see those events being continued? I know the pandemic has changed things, but you guys have events. You got things where people can get together and experience.
Yes, we recently had an event out at the Lima Mall, the Healthy Heroes, and just the look on the kids' face, and the look on the kids' face, and they were able to get a Christmas gift. So that right there is worth the whole worthwhile. We've had some children. Speaking real quick, we had a young lady that was from an urban setting. She was paired with someone from the farm community.
Wow.
Never seen farming, and now she's in 4-H. Something that she would have never dreamed of doing or thought about, but now she's a member
That's
of
a
4-H.
local little.
Yes.
Who didn't, have never been in farm
Never.
before, and she's in 4-H as we speak.
Yes.
Wow, that's it. And one of those things that they talk about, Chris, in terms of the relationship is how much it improves the self-confidence of a kid. And I know it talked about most of the littles, and if I can remember the stat here, and I think we have it on the screen, Leanne, 51% academic improvement for those who are paired with a big.
Yes, we definitely see that as a plus in our program. The bigs can be as active as their matches encourage. So some bigs are just there to just say, hey, what'd you get on your last test, or just encouraging them that way. Some bigs actually go into the schools. And they
get involved.
Yes, actually get right involved with them. So
and that is a blessing, though. But if you say that, Leanne and Chris, then when we talk about time is so precious, and people get so nervous, and I think people get nervous for all the right reasons with regard to COVID. But we still want people to get involved, don't we, Chris?
Exactly.
I mean, you've been doing it so long. Still take some time, put a mask on, social distance, but the kids still need contacts and relationships, right, Chris?
Yes, and I think that's an important thing, Jerome. You said that, every kid wants to be loved. They want some type of affection, some type of attention. And what we're finding out that these so-called kids that we label as bad kids aren't bad. Like some majority of our kids are not in that situation, but just that outpouring of affection and love, it changes their lives tremendously. Some of our kids, they talk to you about, and they can't wait to see their big again. And like Leanne said, that big starts to actually receiving themselves. So now that 4 hours turns into 8 hours, that 8 hours turns into 16 hours. And a lot of the kids become a part of their family.
All that through that relationship.
Yes.
Well,
Right.
when you talk about it, though, Chris, can you explain the fact that it does create a sense of accomplishment? And that may be the wrong word, Leanne, but already we're after the day after Christmas. Everybody's opened up. What do you open up? Everybody's gotten the second, third, fourth iPhone. It's not the same as relationship, is it, Chris? It's not the same type of package. And what we hope the community does through you guys' discussion today is talk about that different gift, the gift of giving, Leanne.
Right. I was thinking, as you were talking, I was thinking about, this is the time of year that people are making New Year's resolutions.
Yes. Good point.
And so this is an excellent time if you're wanting to turn the page and do something new, do something different, give something different.
Right.
Then this is an excellent opportunity for that.
That's a good point. Sometimes, Leanne, they talk about how after the Christmas holiday, or even they used to talk real quick that the holiday brought a lot of suicides, a lot of depression, but it isn't. It really is February and March is where it spikes.
That's
so
true.
we're asking the audience, my great Hello Lima audience, to see that as the kids open up the gift and now they sit back and they wonder what's next, now's the time to step up and get involved. How many openings, Chris? If I were going to knock on the or pick up the phone, how do I make a contact? How does that go about in terms of making sure I'm partnered with somebody or picked with somebody that I feel comfortable with?
So what we have a match support specialist at the agency, and their job is once we get the applications in, they sit down with the little.
So I can just apply.
Yes, just
okay,
apply
keep
online.
going online.
Once you apply online, they
Look
set
at
up
that
a
address
meeting.
online,
Yeah,
Lima.
so
Keep
they
going,
set
Chris.
Set up a meeting. The parents and the little come in. They bring the big in, and they try to find out their interests. If there's a general interest or mutual, and we try to match them. Most of the time with someone with the same interest, but again, the story we told earlier, it wasn't really the same interest, but look how great a story that is now.
That the farm
The farm,
and the urban.
Yeah, and I was thinking there was another one that came to my mind as well, was a big who we make goals.
Okay.
We make goals with each of the litters. So we have littles, so we have a direction of what to do and what kind of activities to do. And their goal was to learn new things about each other. And one of the big, enjoys going to musicals, and the little's like, I've never sat through something like that before. And but she did. She was willing to do it, and she loved it. absolutely was amazed by that, and might even, you know, turn into something big for her.
That whole experience.
Right. Well, on the flip side, then the little loves the corn maze.
Oh yeah.
Haunted corn mazes, and then the big is like, I have never gone to one of those before. She goes, you told me that you'd go to this if I go with that, and
that's how it worked out, Leanne.
And that's how they work, and just neat experiences.
And that's right, Leanne, and so much joy that can come from just what you said, Leanne, and I'm going to talk real quickly, that you get as much out of it by being a big as you do as being a little, and I can certainly appreciate the inspiration that you and Chris bring from your jobs. Without you, Lima is a lot less in terms of the spirit of just what Lima is all about. And I think Big Brothers and Big Sisters, United Way Agency, has been around so long, but it's been around long, Leanne, because it's needed. So, hello, Lima. Certainly appreciates having you here today, Chris.
Thank you.
Outreach specialist, friend to everybody in the community. Leanne, program director, things that you've done for Big Brothers and Big Sisters is a blessing. We have it on screen in terms of where you can reach out. So look at the screen, reach out. Let's do something really joyous this post-Christmas holiday by reaching out, getting a hold of program director or outreach specialist at Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and, as I say, become a mentor. Hello, Lima.
Early in the morning when the Happy Days stores open, turn the grills on, get the coffee turned on. Across town, the beer barrels, there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. Sauces being prepped on the stove. At Old City Prime, everything's from scratch. I think the culture in our company is that we care about our people. And in return, our people care about our customers. Thank you so much to all of our team that's worked for us, and thank you so much to all the communities that we're in for being such great customers.
We at Lima Pallet Company thank you, Lima. In 1977, we started a small family business, and today we continue to grow. Lima Pallet is a full-service pallet and crate provider. Every customer is unique, which is why we build pallets and crates to our customers' specific requirements. Because we have our own fleet of trucks, we're able to provide customers with on-time, same-day, and 24-hour emergency deliveries. Coming together is the beginning, keeping it together is progress, and working together is success. Let's continue to succeed.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Tom All for all your foreign and domestic vehicles.
Our goal is to give you such good service at such a low price that it'll knock your socks off. Our technicians have years of experience working on all types of vehicles.
Whether your car needs brakes, transmission, or engine work, diagnostic report, body work, paint repair, just routine maintenance, we can do it all.
We were a local family-owned business located on Downtown Road in Lima.
For quality work on your vehicle, take it to Tom.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
Welcome back to Hello Lima. Very interesting topic today. We were joined with Chris Jackson and Leanne, leadership of the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, a great organization in Lima, one of the best organizations in Lima when it comes to mentoring. And this month, as we've already talked about being National Mentor Month, we're joined by not only Sarah, who is a big in Big Brothers' little sister, but Juanita, that also is a little, right? In the program, and we're going to hear a little bit about them. And Lima, remember as we celebrate the day after Christmas and you've opened up all the gifts and you're ready to return all the gifts, there's some gifts that you don't have to return, and that is the gift that keeps on giving and the gift of time. So let's talk to Sarah about the time it takes to become a big, Sarah, and how much joy that comes out of that. Can you share some of that with us?
Sure. I like that it's very flexible, so I can spend, we can just kind of figure out the times that we can get together. So I'd say, not minimal, but it doesn't require, extensive amounts of time every week.
And I think that's some of the myth, if I can, right, Sarah? That is so time consuming. You can pick and choose how much.
Yes, and time with my little fly, so it really is fun. And then the joy, we love hanging out together. We enjoy pushing each other and making each other try new things.
And I think that, and Sarah, I love hearing you talk about the joy that you get out of it. And I want our audience to realize that being a big isn't just about the experience the little gets out of it, but it sounds like you're having a hell of a time, if I could say.
Yes. I think that we are both pretty quiet, and so I think we both help. She helps me be more confident, and I had tried to instill that in her as well. We kind of work together, tag team in the confidence department, and she does bring me so much joy.
Oh, that is great. Littles aren't the typical littles that many people in the community think they are. They're not students who are just out there being knuckleheads in the street. We're talking about an A student here, is that right? You're an A student?
Yeah.
Go ahead, shout out to the A student. That's a lot of joy that comes from that. Do the grades come, or are you really what you call more of a sharper student by having a big sister?
I've always been a sharper student.
You've always been a sharp
Yeah.
student? Tell me a little bit about what the big sister brings into your life.
I don't know, make it funner. I don't know.
Is it something that you've always enjoyed doing?
No.
What are some of the things you enjoy most about your big? I think some of that, though, you can see that she's shy, and sometimes one of the things, Sarah, that you can do as being a big is to help that social adjustment and help that. Can you share a little bit about that in terms of what you're doing with your little?
Yes, and we've talked about that where we've been in group settings, and again, we're very similar where we're both more behind the scenes kind of people. So we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll keep going out into social settings and doing things together and just working together.
And she won't pat herself on the back, but she's an A student.
She's an A student. She is very dedicated. She works hard. She has good goals, and we work on those goals together, even just working out together at the Y, and as well as just education. She's very driven.
And one of the things we do as a big person in the community, we like to think little people, and we call them littles, are really outgoing, but they're not. It takes, I think one of the stats I heard, by being a little, it improves your self-confidence almost 70 to 71%.
I believe it. We have been matched for since September. So, but even in that short period of time, I feel like she's just improving. She does well already, but I think that even just in conversation.
And she's not saying, but what are some of the things you guys like to engage in? I know you shared a little bit of that, Sarah, but what are some of the fun topics that she likes to talk about? Can we share that?
Well, you may find it hard to believe, but she gives a lot of smack talk, and we.
LaQueen, is that right?
No.
And we usually, when we're together, we're talking mile a minute, and we're trading our insults, but also at the same time we'll come back at it and say, I love you, and she'll do the same for me.
And that is so typical of tweens, isn't it,
yes,
Sarah? In terms of it, so she is what, and I don't want to put words in her mouth. She's a smart young lady, but she's your typical tween.
She is. I think so.
And
yes.
Remember, Lima, as we talk about this, hello, Lima audience out there, I know we've kind of stressed the importance of the day after Christmas and times to give and times to receive. But sometimes after Christmas, Sarah, you can get so emotionally withdrawn because all the joy. We want people to think, how do I feel a void in my life? Do you find this as an area that you look forward to when time comes for the little to engage?
Yes, I do. I really look forward to it, and we usually try to find activities that we want to do together, so we kind of make ourselves a list, and then we like checking things off our list. Oh, we always wanted to do that.
Is that right?
And then so we have our list, we keep adding to our list, but yeah, we really enjoy those activities.
Well, we probably have had, as most kids will find out, or most adults will find out, kids sometimes say the darndest thing, or sometimes they'll say nothing. So at the end of the day, we appreciate Juanita being here with us today, not only because of what she brings as an A student, but just looking at her, you can tell and see that her and Sarah have a unique bond as a big and as a little. And in Lima, when you talk about so many bright students out there that are looking for what you call mentors, January National Mentor Month. This is a fine time to reach out, become a way to engage a student's life and be what we call inspirational leader. When we come back, we're going to pay some bills here. When we come back, we're going to talk to the program director and find out how the matches are working and what happens once the matches happens, how Big Brothers and Big Sisters follow up with people like Sarah to see that it works. Don't go away.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
From early in the morning when the Happy Days stores open, turn the grills on, get the coffee turned on. Across town, the beer barrels, there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. Sauces being prepped on the stove. At Old City Prime, everything's from scratch. I think the culture in our company is that we care about our people. And in return, our people care about our customers. Thank you so much to all of our team that's worked for us, and thank you so much to all the communities that we're in for being such great customers.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Tom All for all your foreign and domestic vehicles.
Our goal is to give you such good service at such a low price that it'll knock your socks off. Our technicians have years of experience working on all types of vehicles.
Whether your car needs brakes, transmission, or engine work, diagnostic report, body work, paint repair, just routine maintenance, we can do it all.
We were a local family-owned business located on Downtown Road in Lima.
For quality work on your vehicle, take it to Tom.
Welcome back to Hello Lima. It's been an interesting topic, I'd like to say. We just left a little. Now we're joined again with our program director, and Sarah's agreed to stick with us and talk about what she does as a follow-up part of the, I would say, the relationship. One of the things, Leanne, and I wish you could talk about this, is the concern that people may have with being a big. Sarah seems to be a naturalist, so I don't think I think we got to put her aside. She seems to take it and run with the part. Right. But if there was somebody who's out there in the audience and says, you know what, I want to be a big, but my fear is that the relationship, or what's the follow-up, or how do I stop myself from being put on social media blast, whatever that means, if I say the wrong thing, if I do the wrong thing. Can you talk about what I'd call the match support specialist role?
That's
and
exactly
what happens?
Right. So we're not just going to put two people together and then just say, have fun. We have a match support specialist, and that's what makes Big Brothers Big Sisters unique.
And it's called a match support specialist.
Right. And that's what makes Big Brothers Big Sisters unique to other mentoring programs.
Say it again. Unique meaning that you guys have been around a long time.
Right. We've been around for over 100 years. Yes.
You must be doing something well. Sorry for that grammar.
Right.
So go ahead, Leanne.
Absolutely. And our standards are very high, and they come from national. So it's not just a little organization. We have regularly scheduled contacts that we need to make with the whole triangle, the big and the little and the parent or guardian. So we have regular contact with all of them to make sure that safety protocols being made, that if there's any concerns that they can bring them to me and I can help them, go through any problems that they have, or if they're just kind of struggling on, what kind of things to do. I can give them some ideas of activities. Just making sure that the relationship is developing in a healthy and profitable way.
I think that's great information, Sarah. When she talks about that, I think I want to reach back around and ask you again in a different format. You seem to have a good rapport with your little, but also what is the fear that comes along with being a big that
you've overcome, and with the support specialist has kind of helped you navigate those unknowns?
I think a big one for me, which we're all different, but I think a big one for me is, what if she doesn't like me? What if she doesn't want to hang out with me?
That's interesting.
So, talking to the match support specialist to be, okay, even if I just have some insecurity about, I'm not sure if she likes spending time with me or not, then I could check in with her, who has been checking in with the little and the parent, and she can give me some affirmation, even just, oh, it's going, they are enjoying it, she's enjoying it, and that, just even that piece is very helpful.
Because it's hard sometimes for littles to come across and give their appreciation, but if we're asking specific questions, then they can tell us how much they love their big. And we can share that.
Without the big being present in terms, in sort of a safe space. And again, and one of the things we want to do when we walk away from here, Leanne and Sarah, is that we want people to sign up and become mentors during National Mentor Month.
Right.
Does it matter, Sarah? Does it matter race? Does it matter? You seem to be very fluid in your relationship. And being with an African-American little didn't seem to be anything that bottlenecked this relationship.
No, I mean, I feel like it's a non-factor. It doesn't faze either one of us, I don't think. We're good friends and we enjoy spending time together.
Man, that's great, Leanne. Talk about that. You don't have to have this hang-ups.
Right. And I was going to say too, with this, is that we do extensive interviewing beforehand. So we get to know what their interests are and what their strengths are.
The big and the little.
The big and the little. So I knew ahead of time that Sarah has a lot of experience with diversity in her background. So it's something that she's very comfortable with. So I was able to make that match easily, where I maybe not would have done that in another situation.
And we heard earlier, in the earlier interview, somebody from the urban area, Sarah, came in with somebody from the farm community. And next thing you know, somebody in the urban community became a 4-H member.
Right. So there's a lot of different ways that we can pair things together, but we take a very, very intentional look at the beginning before we match people. And and the other thing too is, in terms of becoming a big, we do, just to let the parents know, we do vet them very carefully. So there's an extensive criminal background check, and there's a lot of references and things like that to even becoming a big. Right.
So you don't worry about getting stuck with somebody who may have what we call a troubled past.
Right. Well, actually, that doesn't necessarily keep them from being a big. If they have overcome something, that could actually be a very good
tool to be a part of it. I want
mentor.
That's great information though, Leanne, which means you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect big, right?
No.
I know I'm still in somebody else's marketing team, but you understand what I'm saying. You do not have to be a perfect person, Sarah, or you do not have to come from a certain background to be a big.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. And we do also allow both parents and bigs to talk about their preferences. And I would say that there are a lot of African American parents who would like to have African American mentors for their children.
It's important in those respects. That's
what we really are wanting.
More people from the Black and brown community, more people, more women, more people from those different areas that can reach what we call big at their space.
Right.
Remember that, Lima. There is a certain unique opportunity in Lima, a unique opportunity in our district, in our community, our neighborhood to get involved. And you don't have to be somebody who comes from the perfect background. All you have to do is, and I don't want to use Sarah as an example because she seems to be the perfect example, but all you have to do is have a heart, right, Sarah?
That's right.
Have a care. You see what happens when you touch the lives of a little. So again, we appreciate you being here, Leanne. We appreciate what you do for littles in the community, Sarah. We appreciate what Chris Jackson has been able to provide today's show. January is National Mentor Month.
That's right.
And all month long, Big Brothers and Big Sisters will be outreaching in the community with its outreach specialists in order to provide the community opportunities to become a big in the Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
That's right. Well, look on our website.
Look on the website. We're not going to make her repeat the website. It's a new website, but it's on your screen. So again, we appreciate our guest today. We appreciate what Lima does for the community, and we really appreciate the Hello Lima audience in terms of what it does for the Lima community. Become a Big Brother, Big Sister today. Hello, Lima.
Hello Lima, brought to you by Good Food Restaurant, home of Happy Days, Beer Barrel, and Old City Prime. Also by Mercy Health Partners, the Tomaw family of dealerships, 318 Restaurant and Bar, Lima Pallet Company, and M&W Construction.